Ripples that will never reach. Search for information in the Frostmoon Enclave. I don't know what you're gonna find. I think it's gonna be easy to travel from. Oh, there was one much closer than that. What was I thinking? Go from this one. In fact, you can travel from that, can't you? Hell yeah. Is this presupposing that you would have a library, or is it downstairs? Never mind.
A while ago, I took the time to organize all documents in our possession that pertain to Kutar. What you see here is the material I consider reliable.
You're saying there's unreliable material too?
Yes. Most of the information we have was transmitted through an oral tradition. Inevitably, some of her stories were mythologized and deified over the years through countless retellings. That's why I organized them into reliable and unreliable. There's no sense seeking answers in history unless we can ensure the veracity of the historical record.
Agreed, and I appreciate your use of the word veracity. I like it.
Makes sense. All right, let's take a look through.
Okay. Clear and concise could be one way to describe the writing style of these historical records, but you could just as easily describe them as terse and dry. And since Llama already knows the material like the back of her hand, the quest to find any new information in these texts is tough going.
Almost all these records refer to Kutar instead of Columbina.
Well, of course it does.
Although neither of those is her real name. Paimon's not sure what point she's trying to make.
What we can gather from these records is that the Frostmoon Scions worshipped her as a god, placing impossible expectations upon her. I cannot fault them for their earnest faith, but for all their devotion, worshipping her day in, day out changed nothing. I imagine that none of it resonated with Columbina. It wouldn't surprise me if, even back then, she had already begun to reject the name Kutar and everything it represented.
Lama speaks the truth. When I heard them call upon Kutar with hope and expectation in their voices, they may as well have been calling upon somebody else.
That's really sad. When you were organizing these texts, what criteria did you use?
Well, that's a bit complicated. I looked at the level of detail, perceived authenticity, prose style, and how realistic their portrayal of Kutar seemed to be. Amongst the Frostmoon Scions of today, only I know of her existence, and I alone have spoken to her face to face. As such, I know that there are certain things she simply would never do. That being said, I have sensed some changes in her lately.
Changes? Me?
You're more social.
This is getting us nowhere. For what it's worth, why don't we check the unreliable sources too?
I mean, we're going into it knowing they're unreliable, so why not?
Sure. Give me a moment.
What exciting things are we going to find in these tales?
Exerting but a fraction of her divine might, Kutar sheared a great mass from the snow-capped mountain and cast it into the sea, upon whose surface shone the mirror image of the moon. Thus was formed the island of Hisi.
Except Hisi was already formed when she came down.
Yeah, right. That doesn't even begin to pass the sniff test. The 3 moons are naught but lies through and through. Only one moon has ever shone for us, and Kutar is her name.
Subjectivity is strong in this one. We've heard something like this before in Natlan.
The vast majority of ancient texts are filled with fanciful tales like these. I trust you understand my criteria a little better now. Kutar did not speak, merely gazing into the distance in silence. And where her gaze landed, this was her prophecy. Clearly, whoever wrote this text never even met Kutar. Otherwise, they'd know that her eyes are always closed.
What about you, Traveler? What are you reading?
Seems like a collection of anecdotes.
Come on, let Paimon see. The child wished to build a wooden nest with which to shield a fledgling bird from the cold. But being so young and lacking in strength, the child could not snap the branches from the trees. Kutar was passing by. Upon seeing the child, she summoned forth the Kuhenki, who built a beautiful nest for the child.
That could have happened. Yeah.
I remember that.
Not knowing the meaning of Kutar's divine intervention, the child dared not to respond, and thus ran home to call their parents. but Kutar was gone. The Moon Chanter declared the event a miracle and took the nest as a relic, placing it on high for all to see. The child was named as one favored by the goddess and was greatly respected amongst the people.
Whereas she was just doing a kindness for a child. She didn't expect it to be this big, thrown out of proportion situation.
Yet, no further miracles were bestowed, and this matter was forgotten in but a few years. Huh. Any thoughts after reading that?
If it's true, it gives off a somewhat lonesome feeling.
Yeah. Columbina probably just wanted to join the kid in making nests.
Right?
Ah. I'd originally considered this a fabrication, because Kutar did not perform any similar actions in subsequent records. But now that I think about it, it does seem like something Columbina would do. It's just that...
She didn't know how other people would interpret her actions. She was probably worried about making things difficult for people. So, she gradually stopped joining in.
Yes.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, poor birdie. Why'd the birdie have to go away? That's extra sad.
And now, I can make no such gestures of warmth, even if I want to.
Give me a big hug when you regain corporality. Again, still don't know if that's a word. Corporeality?
Still no name. That's a bit of a shame. But
Didn't
we
expect
did
to find
learn
one.
some interesting stories. That's gotta count for something.
Didn't think we'd find one.
Barca said he was gonna set up a meeting with Arlecchino and Sandrone, right? Let's go back to Nasha Town and see how he's doing.
I honestly think that they're my only hope. I think Sandrone, especially, the marionette. 'Cause she's closer than Arlecchino. Look out below.
Let's see. There's Barca. Oh, and it's Durin and Albedo too.
Talk about coincidences. We meet again.
Yeah, this is pretty much the same place we bumped into each other last time.
I convinced them to stick around a little longer. We were all waiting on people, so I figured having a little company would help pass the time.
Ah, so you've been waiting for us? Does this mean that you've already arranged things with the Fatui?
Sure does. Now you're back, we can go meet up with
Yeah,
them
let's go,
together.
let's go.
How'd your investigation at the Frost Moon Enclave
Yeah,
go?
got us nowhere. Let's go.
Well, we didn't find out Columbina's true name. But apart from that, it went pretty well.
We learned some stories from our early days.
Aha, just as well that I didn't tag along then. I'm sure our moon goddess wouldn't want every man and his dog knowing all about her private life. Still, desperate times, desperate measures, I guess. Someone had to do it.
So, Barca was waiting on us, but what about you two? Are you waiting for Alice?
Oh, no. We already met with her. We discussed that experiment I mentioned to you last time. Oh, and she also handed me this communication device.
Of course she did. This looks familiar. I'm sure I saw one of those back on the Golden Apple Archipelago.
That's right. I understand she informed you about the relationship between the phantom phenomena and Tevat's borders, yes? She wants me to help her with some more experiments on that front. She said that she'll contact me through this device with more information.
Ah, I see. Following instructions and making observations. Pretty common research method. Takes me right back to Albedo's lab.
Wait, then who exactly are you meeting?
Someone you know. Albedo's met him too. But I don't think Miss Lauma or the Grand Master have been introduced.
Introductions are overrated,
Hey!
especially in cases like this.
I forgot about you. Hi.
It's you!
So, it's not like the academia has prohibitions against going abroad. Also, I applied for leave.
Totally forgot he was at the academia.
I've been writing to Hat Guy since obtaining a human form. I've already brought him up to speed on everything that's been going on in Nordcry.
I forgot that you knew him from the storybook. Oh my gosh, it's all coming back.
Hat guy?
Yeah, you're ruining his image.
Turns out, I actually have heard that name before.
Oh? Then why did you react the same way I did?
I only knew the name, not the fella. But since we're all here, let's do some introductions for what it's worth. I'm Varka, Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Lauma, Moon Chanter of the Frost Moon Scions.
And I'm a Driosh from the Vahumana Darshan of the Sumero Academia. Hat guy.
It's like he's resigned to his fate.
Good to see you again, Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy.
I believe we last saw each other on the boat ride here.
Why are you all taking it so seriously? So they came to Nokrai together.
Mind you, the only reason I came here is because there's someone I want to look into.
Who the hell could you be interested in?
Who's that?
The Doctor,
Ha!
also known as Dottore,
Dottore.
second of the Fatui Harbingers.
Just as I thought.
From the tone of your voice, it sounds like there's bad blood between
Oh,
you.
Llama. He's the worst I've come across yet.
I was reviewing our archives and noticed that a lot of information about him was missing. Left a bad taste in my mouth. That's all there is to it. Dottore, or Zondik, as he was then known, once studied at the Academia, but he got kicked out before he could graduate.
Is it the first time that they've actually flat out said that Zendik was Dottore? Because I feel like it was just conjecture up until this point, but this is what solidified it. Zendik, I've heard that name before, back in the ruins, when the Ibis King mentioned that student. That was the Doctor? Wait, hold on. Hold on! Wasn't that an event quest? Yeah, no, that was an event quest. Because we went there for Layla. Well, actually, more than just Layla, but we went there for and with Layla and like the whole Sumerian crew. Excluding Dia, I guess. I mean, Candace. And that's where the Ibis King told us about the people who were granting the wishes and stuff, and we read the diary of Zendik. I thought he was quite a fine person. I had no problems with him whatsoever. But that was an event quest. Isn't this kind of awkward to all the people who haven't done the event quest, having her suddenly go back in the ruins, which they've never been in, the Ibis King they've never met, mention that student, they don't understand the reference.
So the Harbinger's #2 man is a college dropout? How embarrassing for them.
So, just shut up.
Last we heard, he was planning something. We actually heard that a few times before, even coming to Nokrai. But we haven't seen a trace of him since we got here.
He only appears when something interests him. For all we know, he might have left already. But the fact he did something here at all is worth noting. It'll fill a couple extra lines in his file.
Why does it sound less like a file you're writing and more like a criminal record?
Well, it is.
Anyway, we were just about to meet 2 of the other Harbingers. Want to come along? You might learn a thing or two about him there.
How's he going to feel about meeting them, and how are they going to feel about meeting him?
Sure.
Even though they're harbingers, well, they're old acquaintances of ours, so, you know, when you talk to them, try to be...
Honey, he's known them far longer than you have.
I got it.
The Frost Moon Scions' relations with the Fatui remain tense. Forgive me if I do not attend.
Quite honestly, I don't think anybody except the 2.5 of us should really attend. I don't even think Varka should go. Like, there's just too many people. Just be the Traveler, Scaramouche, and Paimon. That's it. Oh, I suppose and Columbina. So, 2 and 2 halves.
In that case, we'll continue assisting Miss Alice with her experiments.
Good stuff. Everyone's having a fruitful time. All right, we better get going. I'll lead the way.
I'd prefer you didn't go, quite honestly. Doesn't really feel like a place you'd fit in. Are you coming along, dear? Hey, Fujian. Are you here for revenge?
Well, yeah. That's obviously part of it. But I'm not the only one who has a score to settle with him.
No. There are many people who want to score to settle with him.
Neither you, nor Lesser Lord Kusanali, nor I want to see him meddling with things again.
Nor Alakino. Fair enough. One other thing. When we return, let's talk about Columbina.
What's the hurry?
She's about to die?
Don't worry. Pigeons always know which way home is.
I don't know that I like that you referred to her as a pigeon. After the conversation ends, the group splits into 2 teams. Led by Varka, you make it safely to the Kuvaki Experimentation Bureau, something. Hi, ladies!
You made it. Who is this?
You jest, surely.
A scholar from Sumeru.
Wait, what?
They call him Hat Guy. He's an old friend of the Travelers.
How long has he... What? What's the timeline here? Did he leave the Fatui before they joined?
Wait, this is the academia representative you wrote about?
Huh?
He doesn't exactly look the part.
Or did he never interact with the Harbingers? I'm confused. Did he only ever interact with the Torre? I don't get it.
I believe this will prove my identity. You'll notice it bears the seal of the Sanctuary of Surasthana.
Well, what do you know? So it does. All right then. My mistake.
It's fine. I expected as much.
What?
They're both
so
puppets.
as I mentioned in my letter,
Oh my gosh.
the Academia's got its eyes on Dottore.
That's really not the point here. I can believe... What? She's a puppet. He's a puppet. They should get along great, except their personalities mean they're not going to get on at all. But, it's a meaning of puppets.
But this matter remains top secret. Apart from those assisting in the investigation, the fewer people who know, the better.
If anyone asks, I'm here in Nodcry to pursue my personal academic interests.
Gotta say, Marka, you did pretty well to keep all this under wraps for so long. Sounds like you got in touch with the academia about this way back.
you flatter me.
You're all Harbingers. What reason would you have to disclose information about the Torre? Does it hate him?
Where do I even start? Remember that time we fought Rerir at Star Sand Shoal? He sure let me have it then, didn't he? I'll bet Dottore had that all sketched out, with me as his convenient little pawn. He could not care less about us if he tried, but hey! The feeling's mutual.
Does Dottore really strike you as the sort who values his relationships with his colleagues?
Actually, no. And I've read his diary with his relationship with his colleagues, and the answer's no.
Fair point. Definitely not.
Which is why I always keep my guard up whenever he starts making suspicious moves. To that extent, our motivations align. On top of which, I consider you trustworthy people. Now, back on topic. In the wake of the Reikir of Solnari episode, Sandrone and I grew suspicious about Dottore's complete inaction during the entire affair. So we tried to find out what he'd been up to, but unfortunately to no avail.
He never lets anyone in on his plans. The more he cares about something, the more secretive he gets.
Indeed. Perhaps he believes that by keeping a low profile, he can avoid trouble. But that trick isn't going to work on his colleagues.
Yeah, I mean, he's been researching the ancient moon's remnants. And he's been trying to get his paws on the moon marrows. Only an idiot would believe he doesn't have something more planned.
With this in mind, I returned to Snezhnaya and relayed my thoughts to Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, entreating her to have him recalled.
That's pretty direct. Did the Tsaritsa agree?
Yes. I made it abundantly clear that the Fatui's business in Nodcry is almost concluded, and we do not need 3 Harbingers in this territory. Her Majesty concurred. Accordingly, Dottore has returned at her orders. I imagine he is continuing with experiments, which no one besides he would ever have any interest in.
Common sense might mean nothing to him, but he's not stupid. He knows that no good can come from opposing the Tsaritsa. Smarts alone won't get him all the way. He needs the Rooster's resources and Regrator's Mora, both of which the Tsaritsa can strip from him by waggling a finger.
But doesn't he have a track record of publicly following orders while going against them in private? He probably has it down to a fine art by now.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But I think you've started the conversation off on the wrong foot. We shouldn't have started talking about the Torre. We should have started with Columbina and then moved to more business with the Torre.
Wouldn't put it past him. We worked together on a research project once. Only briefly. But it was enough to show me that we're fundamentally different people. He has no interest in doing things methodically, stage by stage. His thoughts jump all over the place, and the moment his curiosity is satisfied, or he gets the results he wants, he disappears. The only similarity we share is that once we set our minds on doing something, we will see it done, whatever it takes.
Oh, we definitely saw some of that in your battle with Rerir. You got so competitive.
Ugh, do not remind me.
Then I believe we all concur. Dottore will not simply give up.
Fantastic. Now this is turning into a whole day of unpleasant memories. Ugh. Are you talking about the moon marrow stuff?
He also strikes me as the kind of person to disregard experimental regulations, ruin all the equipment, and go way over budget. Then leave the first person he can find to deal with the fallout.
Exactly. This one time, he was running some high-temperature experiment and the substance exploded. But does he care? No. He orders his subordinates to open the device so he can observe the results, which causes the gas inside to leak out. That gas was poisonous. If I hadn't been there, who knows how many people might have died. And after all that, he left while I was still cleaning up after his mess. What a waste of time, he said. Waste of time? The nerve! He wasted my time!
Oh, Columbina, you're so good.
You've been bottling that up for a while, huh?
Hat guy, I must say, you seem awfully familiar with internal Fatui affairs. Especially when it comes to Dottore.
Thank you, Lady Harbingers, for providing such valuable information. I have no other questions for now, so I'll be on my way.
Why does he not want them to know that he was a
Wait, what?
harbinger?
You're just gonna leave?
You're welcome to join if you want.
Bye.
Ugh. Just when Paimon thought he'd finally mellowed out.
He makes quite the impression.
I'll say. I've met tons of headstrong people, but not many of them would join me in bad-mouthing Dottore. Anyway, back to the main agenda. Barca, you said that Columbina has gone missing? Or rather, disappeared.
Yeah. We're working on building a connection between her and this world. The simplest method is to find out her real name.
I've actually asked her that question before, but she said
That's true,
she
she
didn't
did.
know. Considering our relationship, I doubt she was lying to me.
She could have just given you a pseudonym. What did she do while she was with Fatui? Oh, she was called the Damsel Up, wasn't she?
As far as I recall, she was never dispatched by Her Majesty to claim a gnosis or anything like that. The Tsaritsa's plans had long contained a place specifically for her.
I always thought that was weird. What could she do that the rest of us couldn't? Knowing what we do now, it's probably something related to Kavaki, right? More than likely. When she first arrived, Columbina would often go to Her Majesty and ask when she could start the task assigned to her.
Wait, she never got her task?
But Her Majesty always gave the same reply. The time has not yet come. So she spent her days in Snezhnaya doing basically nothing.
That's weird.
The Tsaritsa has summoned a beautiful blind maiden to be a harbinger, giving her the third seat by virtue only of her enchanting boy.
Sorry.
It was a dumb and stupid rumor, but the reality of the situation made it hard to refute.
And what happened after that?
I imagine she stopped caring. She no longer seemed to care why she had been recruited, and Her Majesty never gave her any missions. So she just continued to sing in the flower garden. For my part, I was busy. So busy, in fact, that watching someone be that idol had me fuming. But still,
Understandable.
I got the sense
Can relate
that
at work.
she had long been used to a life of other people claiming she was needed when she wasn't.
I just felt that having a place to stay would cost me something eventually.
Aw, that's sad.
And so I waited quietly for the day that I would have to pay the price.
And on
Gene
the other
therapy.
end of that spectrum, you had me. Someone once told me that I had the lousiest work and the toughest luck. That's a good way of putting it. I forget who said it, but those words have always stuck with me.
Sounds like something Futin would say. No wonder.
But you've done your job exceptionally well all this time. Because at heart, You are a conscientious person.
I always got the opinion that she was conscientious, so yeah. Thanks for telling me all this.
What is it? Something come to mind?
It's nothing. I'm just even more eager to learn her name now. I want to shout it to her from the rooftops.
That makes sense. Nothing screams "you are needed" like your name shouted from across the town.
Well, good luck with it. But if you ask me, Colambina is still the most shoutable name. I'm just so used to it now. After all the arguments we've had, I can't be bothered trying to remember another name for her.
Nor I.
Sandrone. Harlequino.
You chat further about interesting moments from Colambina's past, but soon the time comes for you to part, with us none the wiser about her true name.
Huh!
Hi, Seely.
Seely! Does that mean Nicole has news for us?
Ladies, I thank you for your hospitality. If the chance ever comes up, I definitely owe you both a drink sometime.
I'm sure it will.
You can make your own way out. Heck, you've been here enough times, you probably know your way around better than I do.
Take care, everyone. We'll be in touch if the situation changes.
Okay, time to do what adventurers do best. Follow that Seely!
Dude, it has been so long since I followed Seely's. so long. Oh, we're going to do it, are we?